Gary Apple sitting alongside Bob Ojeda. Bobby, we begin out at Citi Field, and the sight for sore eyes on the mound at the ball yard this afternoon is the ace, Matt Harvey, threw a couple of innings of a simulated game. He did so under the watchful eye of the manager, Terry Collins, the pitching coach, Dan Worthen, and the general manager, Sandy Alderson. Ricky Botus was out there, a bunch of players as well, including Jacob deGrom and Zach Wheeler. Here's the GM.
You know, I think today was his last day. We had him on the mound on the main field just to give him a little different look and a little different feel. But we also had, TrackMan the gun, so we had some measurements we could make. And, he threw really well. He threw everything but his slider, and velocity was there. So, and we had looked at the middle of the month as his last throwing opportunity, so I think he was happy, and we certainly are happy with where he is. So I think today's his last day.
So if you pack him up at this point, Sandy, when he comes back to spring training, is he considered behind at that point, or is he?
No, he's considered. He's considered on track and ready to go. Now he may adjust his pre-spring training schedule a little bit based on how he's feeling, but I think everything we were trying to accomplish this season has been accomplished. From our standpoint, we wanted to make sure that he was physically back to a level that would ensure he wasn't behind in spring training. And then, secondly, he needed to be back to a state mentally where he felt comfortable going into next season, and that any uncertainty had been eliminated. So, we feel we're at that point.
You look forward saying, boy, that's a nice piece that you're going to look forward to come February. That's a really, really nice piece. This guy's not even, we tried to keep him at 80%. It was still very, very good. So it's an exciting day for Matt. I know he's thrilled to get out on that mound and throw, and certainly Sandy and I and Dan and everybody else who was standing around was pretty excited to see it.
So certainly a good day for Matt Harvey and the Mets out at Citi Field, but I do want to go back to something that Sandy said. Uncertainty. He wanted to make sure uncertainty had been eliminated, but in reality, is that the case?
No, not at all. Listen, you threw a glorified bullpen. You really did. You did it. You got to do it on the main field. That's great. You're in your uniform. You might have wore all your gear. It was a glorified bullpen. There was no stress put on him. Yes, the gun was there. When the gun's there, you do turn it up a little bit. But until there's somebody with a bat standing in there, taking some swings and no screen, that's a step, and that'll come in spring training. The next step will be live BP on the field with people in the stands. The next step will be competing against another club. So nothing has been put to rest. It makes the athlete feel good to be on the mound, but quite frankly, I know internally Matt Harvey's like, I really wish this was a real game. That would have been nice to, go into the winter with a real game under my belt. But they proceeded with caution. Let's hope it pays off. Let's hope it works out. There are no guarantees. We all know that. But as far as being, we put that to bed. We're all set for next year. No, it's nonsense. It's not true.
Right. What about the eggs now being put in the Harvey basket for next year, and the amount of pressure that's going to be put on Matt in some ways to help get this team where they want to go?
Well, he don't care about pressure. That kid actually likes pressure, which is a good thing. But I will tell you this, his regime now starts for next year. If, let's just say, today was his last day to throw. Fine. In his mind, he's building towards spring training right now, so his regular workout routine will begin. He'll probably take a couple weeks off. I hope they let him to have some decision in his off-season program. I really do, because pitching is mental, and you do a lot of things that help you mentally. Not so much about physical, but mentally you have a routine, you have a checklist you like to go through. I hope they allow him that freedom. And as I say that, today being the last time on the mound, fine. He'll go into his winter program, and that is building towards spring training. Most guys nowadays take a couple weeks off, and they're back at it. So to say he's been shut down for the year is not true. Guys don't really shut it down for the year. They shut it down for a few weeks, and then they're right back at it. Let's hope that proceeds according to the plan, and he hits spring training ready to go. But there's still tons of question marks.